This is my AD5X 3D printer from Flashforge, and in this video we're going to be assembling and installing the enclosure for this. There's a couple reasons you may want to do that. Mine is dust. I just seem to get dust inside my 3D printers really bad. You can also get it to better control the inside temperature of the printer if you're printing with different materials that require that. It also reduces the noise in this machine quite a bit, but it also makes it quite a bit taller, so you're going to have more of a footprint. Along with this kit, there are some parts you're going to need to print off. I printed these in PETG and went with a red, white, and blue theme. I think they came out really nicely. And this is just all the pieces you have to print. You can find these 3D files on the Flashforge website. This is the actual enclosure kit itself from Flashforge. We've got our installation guide and a thank you card, a nice foam packaging protector. We've got screws, screwdriver, all the hardware you need are acrylic plates in varying sizes, and then underneath we have some larger acrylic plates. Now, these do have protective film on them, so you're going to want to remove that before you install them. I'm going to run through directions and try and put this thing together. Alright, so for step one, we're going to be installing these 3D printed hinges to part A2 and A1. They slide together very nicely right here. And we're going to attach those hinges here and down here with these particular nuts and screws. Here's what the bags those come in look like. They're very nicely labeled. Some of these bags have magnets in them, so these bags stick together in kind of a funny way. But yeah, let's get this installed. And these nuts slide in really nicely, so good fit. Okay, so I'm a total idiot, and this is where you're going to benefit the most from watching my video. Both of these bags say M3 times 8. They are different types of screws. You can see these have flat heads, and these are kind of curved and concave. These ones are supposed to be used to attach this thing, okay? And the ones I've currently put in there are supposed to be for attaching the door over here. So that may be why I had some issues in the beginning. I used the wrong screws to attach these to the door. They should have been these ones. So I'm gonna try and fix that now. Here I'm running into my first issue where I can't get this screw to latch onto the nut that's embedded in the piece here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat this screw up a little bit and then force it into this printed part so it can go a little closer to the nut, and hopefully that will work. These screws are kind of flared out, so I'm going to try and match that flared out shape in the 3D printed piece. Well, ideally that's not what you want to have to do, but it did work. We do have connection with the nut, so now I'm going to do that with the other piece. Alright, so probably not the brightest idea, but I slightly heated up this end of the hex wrench, which allowed heat to transfer to the screw and melt this plastic slightly so I could get these all gripped on here. So now we do have step one complete. We're going to move on to step two, which is attaching these to the printer on the side right here. These are the screws we're going to be using. It looks like it requires 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom of each of these pieces, so 8 in total. There are 2 screws you're going to need to remove, this one and this one. And I do find it interesting, but part A2 actually goes on the top right here. So you're going to take those screws out and then screw them right back in here and here. That's looking pretty good. Now part A1 is just going to slide in right here. And we just need to add the other 6 screws to have this corner installed properly. Oh, let's go. There we go. Step 2 is complete. On to step 3, which is where we're going to add B2 and B1 to the back side of the machine. On this step, we're going to be removing this top screw here and this nut bottom, what's second to bottommost off to the side screw here. So yeah, in the instructions it says upper and lower screws, but it's actually the second to lowest screw, and this requires the medium-sized hex wrench to remove. So that's kind of goofy. This is a regular screwdriver screw. This one needs a hex wrench to remove it. Once you've got these 2 removed and replaced, you'll go to these 3 holes back here, which don't have any screws in them yet. you'll use the M4 screws for those. Should end up looking like that. From there, we can move on to step number 4, which is removing the spool clips from the side of the machine. Still got my spool holders on here, but these do pull up and off very easily. And then we're just going to unscrew those screws and set them off to the side. You should have a little Ziploc bag that your tools came in. That's a great place to stow these for now. Now that we've got all that removed, we're going to be adding the guard plates on the back corner here. It's going to be guard plate C2 and C1. This section, we're going to be removing this topmost screw, and again, the second to topmost bottom screw. Not this one over here. You're going to take these 2 screws out, you're going to attach the pieces and then screw them back in. And then on the back side here, we've got 1, 2, 3 more screws to add, just like on the other back panel. So this is pretty straightforward. You're just going to move it to the right to unlatch it. And then they want you to just kind of balance it on the top like that. Then in that corner, we're going to be attaching guard plate D2 and D1. We're going to remove the top 2 screws on each side. Let's do it. I will say for this step, I did hold this with one hand and screw these in with the other because I was afraid it was just going to fall off the whole time. So I was just switching hands, which one was holding this while I screwed those in. Now, if you are doing this, I've kind of backed myself into a corner, but you're going to want to do step 8 before you do this one so that you have these magnets in this piece already, because you're going to need 2 hands. And it's a lot easier to do that while you're not holding the screen. And then you can just slide the screen onto that piece and then finish screwing the rest of these in. Wish me luck. I've got it balanced here ever so gingerly. I don't like the way it's doing this, so I'm going to hurry up. I've added a little bit of glue into these spots, so we're going to shove these in there and then attach this to the printer and slide the screen onto this piece. All right. So this long piece slides into slots over here and over here and has 2 little resting notches right there. The cable for this runs underneath it, and the monitor or touchscreen or whatever slides into these grooves just like it did back here. So it just gives you a little space away from the machine. It's looking pretty good. It does say AD5X right here, but if you get far enough away, it disappears. Interesting. We're going to be adding acrylic panels to the side of the machine, so I'm going to go find those and slide them in. As you're putting these panels in, there is a little catch spot right here that they'll get hung up on. As you're moving the panel down, just pull it towards you a little bit and it'll move past that catch spot. And it should slide all the way down. Instructions at this point don't say anything about removing this, but it does need to be removed. So I'm going to unscrew that and then slide the next panel in. Here we're going to super glue some magnets into our door hinge and then screw those into this panel here and then screw the panel into the hinges so we'll have our door. These are the screws you'll be needing for the door, and once the door is on, it should look like this. It's very nice. The magnets stick and the door stays closed. On to the next step. Now for this part, I'm a little weirded out. I think the screw, it says ST 3.5 times 12. This is the closest I can find is the M 3.5 times 12. So that's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to see if that works. We got the first corner on with those screws. It seems pretty secure, so those may be the right screws. You want to make sure you install these in the right order. So you've got A, B, C, and D. Then you're going to install these little acrylic panels. If you had this sitting on here like I did, now's a good time to unplug it and slip that cable underneath this panel. This one's going to have a slot on the top back corner of it. And then we're going to assemble the very top here. It fits together very nicely in puzzle pieces. And then we're going to screw it down to these little notches. Again, you want A, B, C, and D. And these are the screws we're going to screw it in with. You need 2 of them in each corner. The screws you are screwing into another plastic piece, so you don't want to go crazy tight with it. It also helps if you go long ways with the hex wrench because you've got a long kind of tube to go through before it screws in. But we've got them all screwed in. We're going to go to the next step. It's basically just attaching this 3D printed handle onto the very top panel right here. So I'm going to do that and then throw it on top. Fits like a glove. It's easy to lift up if I need to. Very nice. On to the next step. Look at that thing. It's looking good. The next step, we're going to reattach this little thing here and add this into that little cubby hole. First, we're going to need this 3D printed spacer, these two M320 screws, and then this part right here. There's quite a bit of space right here, so you're going to want to make sure you use the right stuff. And this just clips right on. It was super easy. When you're done, it should look like this. On to the next step. It looks like we're going to be reattaching the spool holders and then this IFS module. What I'm going to do for the IFS module is unclip the PTFE tubes and then run them through here and then attach them back together. Okay, so I actually wasn't able to get these unclipped. They're in there really good. So what I'm going to have to do is unscrew this and unattach it and then run it through here from the outside. Okay, so to remove this like 4-in-1 tube piece, you have to take the faceplate off and then remove this little blue clip right here. It should be right there. And then this should come. Oh, you gotta push this down. There we go. We've got this on the outside. We've got these running through the little cavity, and we're going to reattach this in here. Put our little blue clip. So you do need to raise up this thing a little bit so the little blue clip will fit in there. I lifted it up with my screwdriver and then pushed it in there. Now we're going to put the faceplate back on and then reattach the screw we took out here. It does look like I missed something way back in step 7 when we were supposed to reattach these to the side of the machine. They want you to use these M3/8s. They're a bit longer than the screws that were holding them in originally because you're going to be going through the plastic here. So when you do reattach these, make sure to use these screws. Okay, so I'm a total idiot, and this is where you're going to benefit the most from watching my video. Both of these bags say M3x8. They are different types of screws. You can see these have flat heads, and these are kind of curved and concave. These ones are supposed to be used to attach this thing, okay? And the ones I've currently put in there are supposed to be for attaching the door over here. So that may be why I had some issues in the beginning. I used the wrong screws to attach these to the door. They should have been these ones. So I'm gonna try and fix that now. All right, so now we've got the proper screws in the door hinges. We've got our spool holders attached. We've got this on the side here, and I did go ahead and run that and plug it in here. So that should catch us up. Oh, that's it. We're done. We can put the acrylic top on. The smoothest completion ever. But yeah, there she is in all her glory. I hope this video was helpful. Again, I'm sorry about putting the wrong screws in the door hinges. But other than that, this went together pretty smoothly. Very nice enclosure kit from Flashforge. Thanks for watching.